Welcome to Unapologetically Sensitive, where you can learn, relate, laugh, and maybe even live a bolder, brighter life. I'm your host, Patricia Young, licensed clinical social worker. This is a weekly podcast where we explore the strengths we have because of our sensitivity and some of the challenges it poses as well. The information in this podcast is not a substitute for help from a licensed mental health professional. Hey there. This is bonus episode 38, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about our presence in other people's lives often makes a much bigger impact than we may even be aware of. And as HSPs, highly sensitive people, if you're a first-time listener, you don't have to be a highly sensitive person to listen. If you want to know more about being an HSP, you can go to hsperson.com and there's a self-test there. You just have to be a feeling person to listen to the podcast. I guess you don't even have to be that. But anyways, so we've lived in our house for over 21 years. And on the corner to the east, we have some neighbors, and they have a gentleman who lives with them. His name is Chewie. He's got his own place. It's, I guess, attached to theirs. I don't know. I've never seen it. To the west of us are some stores, 7-Eleven, the laundromat. So it's not uncommon for us to see Chewie passing by our house. Chewie is the gentleman I'm talking about. We see Chewie passing by our house, and because I'm working back in my son's room, the windows face the street. So, in the morning I see Chewie go down to 7-Eleven. He comes back with his coffee. He's got a little gray cart. He often goes with laundry, comes back, or with groceries. So he's just part of my everyday viewings while I'm in the office working. And it's not uncommon for Chewie to go back to Mexico once in a while. So there'll be short periods of time where I don't see him. Well, he disappeared for what felt like a really long amount of time. And I have a really poor sense of time, so I can't tell you how much time it is. And my husband and I walked the dog past the house where he lives, where, the people own the house and we know them. We knocked on the door a couple times just because I was feeling really concerned about him. And nobody ever answered when we went. It's a big house and I don't knock very loud. So the other day I was in my office and I saw Chewie walking by. The other thing is that our neighbor has a dog named Chewie. Chewie has his own Instagram account, Chewie the dog. So Steve and I will often have to say, Chewie the dog or Chewie the person? So the other day I'm in my office and Chewie the person walks by. And so I run out of my office to the living room and I run out the front door going, Chewie! Now we've exchanged pleasantries over the years and he watched our kids grow up. But we're not deep friends. I don't speak very much Spanish. He speaks a pretty fair amount of English, but we have some communication barriers. So he stopped what he was doing and he put out his hand to shake my hand. And I was just so happy to see him. I'm like, can I give you a hug? So I gave him a hug. Between our limited ability to communicate, he'd been in Mexico for 2 months. I tried to ask him, do you usually go for this long? But I really wasn't able to communicate that with him. But I explained to him that I see him walk by and I wasn't seeing him and I was really missing that. So we chatted for a few minutes. It was very sweet and he went on his way. And then that night I was in my office and he walked by and this time he paused. He looked in the window. He waves. I wave. My heart just kind of swells. It's been a few days since then, and honestly, I usually see him once or twice a day, and now when he walks by, he'll stop what he's doing, he'll look in the window, he waves, I wave. It really warms my heart. And I think we don't really realize how much little things in our environment or people really make an impact on us. One of the things that's been going on is a client that I've worked with very closely for almost a year and a half, and I saw her twice a week. I have her permission to share this. We talked about this. She had many things going on. She ended up dying pretty quickly. We had talked about this when she had another medical scare, and I have her permission. Her daughter has power of attorney. I've spoken with her daughter. I'm very close with the family. I have permission to share this, and I'm not really going to be sharing that much. But her death has taken a pretty big impact on me. Because this was somebody that I saw in the home. I knew the family. I worked very closely with her. We made some significant changes. Because I was in the home, I would see her family. We worked with some of the issues with the family. It's really impacted me. And I think when we have loss, There's a sense of our life kind of coming a little bit unglued, undone. Things don't feel as stable. And so having that miss of seeing Chewie, the man, added to that sense of loss and things just not being right. And so it feels like, oh, there's a little piece in my world, like all is well in the world because these little things that I watch from my window are restored, and Chewie the man walking by is one of them. Then the other thing is I've shared with you that we have this closed Facebook group, which is just amazing. I'm really feel blessed. So far, it's been such a supportive group. I've never had to step in and talk to anybody about anything inappropriate or harsh. It's just a wonderful group. There have been people that joined the group in the beginning, and I haven't heard from them recently. And really trying to kind of figure out what is my role as a podcaster. Because I'm a therapist, it adds this other layer of there are very clear boundaries as a therapist, and I'm not a therapist when I'm podcasting or facilitating this Facebook group. But I really was missing the presence of people that posted regularly that really would share very heartfelt things. And I thought, how do I navigate this? So I decided to just post in the group like, hey, there are people that I just haven't heard from in a long time. I'm wondering if you're okay. I know that life gets busy. I'm just thinking about you. We never have any idea of how our noticing people being absent makes a difference in their lives. I think especially as highly sensitive people, we feel things so deeply. And I think that we go through periods where our gremlins get to us. Do I matter? I'm too much. My life is not significant. I have nothing to share. And sometimes just hearing that someone has missed our presence or having somebody tell us how much they appreciate our presence can make a huge difference. And it was really delightful to see some of the people that I'd been thinking about show up and talk about what was going on. And again, my heart kind of swelled like, oh, you're okay. So from two perspectives, is there somebody in your life that has gone missing? And would it be helpful to reach out and just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Are you okay? Have you gone missing from somebody's life? And is there a way that you need to reconnect? Are there people in your life that you just want to let them know that you really appreciate their presence? We all have such a strong need to know that who we are matters, that we're valued, that we're loved, appreciated, accepted, that people notice us. I mean, what's the point of being alive if we're not impacting people? And impacting people does not have to be huge. Chewie, the man, walking by my window every day impacts me. And after his absence, honestly, my heart just kind of swells with joy when I see him. It just feels like a little connection, and that it feels like there's a little bit that makes things well in my world. So that's my share for today. If any of this resonates with you, if you're thinking about therapy or know someone who might benefit from therapy, I provide online telehealth to people who live in California. We meet on an online platform, kind of like Skype, but this is different. It's secure. You can use your phone or your computer. If you're interested, I'm happy to do a free online consult so you can try it out. What I'm finding is clients tend to think that they're not going to like it. You can have therapy from the comfort of your own home. You can be in your pajamas. If you have pets, you can have your pet on your lap. You can do it while the kids are at school or they're napping. I have clients that often will have their sessions. They'll be in their car, not driving. You can do it from your office. So it really is convenient. You don't have to deal with traffic. Just something to think about. If you're interested, you can go to Patricia Young, LCSW.com to get more information. If you're interested in joining our amazing Facebook group, it's at Unapologetically Sensitive on Facebook. I have an Instagram account. If you want to connect via Instagram, it's Unapologetically Sensitive. I love that you guys are listening. The numbers are growing. It just warms my heart that this is resonating with you. If you like this podcast, please share it with others. Please consider rating and reviewing. If you have any questions or comments, I love hearing from you. You can email me at unapologeticallysensitive@gmail.com. Remember, sensitivity is nothing to apologize for. It's our superpower. Have a blessed day.